Hello everybody, my name is Andrew Mora. You are watching Moramoto TV. We are a power sports dealership out of Tampa Bay, Florida. We are getting ready to travel all over the United States to buy some bikes. Follow me. Some of these guys, they do their own negotiating. 2017 GSXR 750. Remind you that this is America. Just bought that ZX14. Thought it had 14,000 miles. It has 27,000 miles. We just looked at a 2014 Street Glide Special. I don't think he was being honest.
Girlfriend actually dropped the bike.
CBR 1000RR at Repsol Edition. Immediately noticed a hole in the frame that had been repaired. I'm really excited about that bike. We bought so many bikes that one of our guys is riding it home.
Hopefully this helmet will save my life.
This stuff here. I just look pretty and carry the cash. Come on, boys. Rock. See you later. Inside. Come on, let's go. Inside, let's go. Good boys. Love you. So some of these guys, they do their own negotiating. I have been talking to them. I'll give them a number. They'll counter with a number that they think's fair. And then like this guy here, I'm looking for no less than 72, considering the low mileage, yada yada. And then here, if you showed up with 7, I'd take it. I'm just gonna let him keep waiting. By tomorrow, we'll be at 6. All right, first motorcycle of the morning. We are in Gainesville, Florida. The first bike of this trip is a 2017 GSXR 750 with about 5,000 miles. He's the original owner. He has it financed through a credit union, and it is white with red. We're excited to see it. How are you this morning?
Good, man. So you coming from the dealership?
Yeah, so I own Moramoto out of Tampa Bay, and we finance buyers. The same way you bought this. You got your bank financing, you bought them a bank draft, I'm sure you bought that, right? So what we do is we buy them, I can buy the whole thing, and we end up taking small down payments and financing our buyer for the remaining portion the same way that you bought it. What I'm gonna do is a once-over on it, so I'll just be looking all around. I'm going to turn it on, listen to it. I heard it coming in, it sounded good, and then we'll go over from there. Okay. All right. Get some cash. When you go to the auction, you pay auction fees. You bid the price up, right? At the auction, we don't negotiate down. You bid up, then you pay auction fees, and then you have to pay a transport truck to ship it. Because most guys don't have their own truck and all that. So we have our own truck. I negotiate my prices down, and I'm buying from the owner. So I know the history of it. I know you were the first owner. I know how you dropped it, so I can communicate that story if needed in the future. And that's where the value is in our business, and that's how we got the reputation that we did. Okay. So give that a count. That's 2, 4, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the loose is 9. And if you can count each band, that way everyone's on the same page. And I can start up. How did I learn it?
Yeah.
So I like numbers, and I'm from New York. So I wanted to sell motorcycles, and I love motorcycles. So I was thinking, how can I sell motorcycles? Well, up in New York, it's cold 6 months of the year.
Right.
And the other 6 months of the year, I had opportunity. So I said, I want to go somewhere where I can sell 100% of my year. And then I said, I want to go somewhere where there's a cost of living that's reasonable. And it was between here and California, and you already know it costs a lot to live.
Oh yeah.
So it became Florida. And we have one of the highest per capitas in the country, which means we have a lot of riders here. So I knew that I had to go somewhere where there was a lot of opportunity. And I came here about 10 years ago, and I started my dealership 8 years ago. And I started with 2 motorcycles, a single bike trailer, and I had a car as my tow truck. A 4-door sedan, an old 02 sedan. And one by one, I started them. 2 bikes, then 5, then 10. And then I realized that the guys that were buying more bikes were the customer that walks in the door that could finance a motorcycle. If they could walk in the door and finance a motorcycle, it opened up my options. Because a guy can walk in my dealership with $1,000 down, I can work with all of my banks, get him approved, and he can go ride on a bike.
Yeah.
Once I did that, I combined that with good quality bikes and going out there and grabbing really clean bikes one by one, just like this one. And people started recognizing that guy cares about the quality that he sells, and he knows his numbers well with the bank, so he gives me a good rate and good deal.
Right.
So I took those 2, and then over 8 years, now we have 200 plus motorcycles. And we just repeat the same process, just with a much bigger trailer and a little bit bigger of a vehicle.
Yeah. So it's not a Civic, Honda Civic, man.
Not no more, that's for sure.
Okay.
All right, thank you very
man.
much.
Good luck to you, man.
Yeah, take care of yourself. First bike feels good, and we haven't even got out of Florida. We are an hour and a half in, and we have our first clean bike, 4,000 miles on it. Good way to start the trip, and let's keep it going. Okay, and the power returning. So we're on our way to a 2015 ZX14 with 900 miles on it. It's a green and black color scheme. We're only an hour away. Sure.
As far as I know, he hasn't done anything to it. Maybe the cell phone holder he added. I don't know if that even comes with it. But other than that, I think it's all right.
It looks all stock. So bikes have a tire date on them. They have a week and a year. And that's something I look for. If a tire is 4 years or older, they have to get replaced. And what ends up happening is a tire is petroleum based. So after 4 years, even if it looks good and has tread, that tire's old. That rubber's not going to work like it was designed. So if you see a 4-digit number, if the first 2 are the week and the last 2 are the actual year that that tire was produced. And I'll show you right now. This tire was produced in the 42nd week of 2014. So this tire is 6 years old. Now if you look at it, it looks like a perfectly good tire, but in reality, it needs new tires, and that's because the tire is 6 years old. Bike 944 miles on it, 2015 ZX14. Really clean bike, all original. It's a 1-owner motorcycle. The first bike that we had 4,000 miles on it. This one has 944. That's going down in mileage, pretty solid. So my wife's running the VIN right now. We run every single VIN check. I send her the VIN. She makes sure that she sends me the current title number as well as the actual VIN. And then at that point, we can get a clean bill of health on the bike, and I talk to him about making the final purchase. Travel with many weapons in the vehicle, so in case anyone opens this up for fun, we'll remind you that this is America. pushing straight with me.
All right, let's rock.
Keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. Stop.
I got the C.
Let's go. We got it. Generally, the first day is a lot of driving to get to an area where you find bikes that, you know, or cities where there's a few bikes. But we're getting kind of lucky finding 2 of them as we're heading that way, which is a really good sign for the trip overall, that's for sure. Which way was the gas station? Back that way.
I don't know if it was 10
Literally, it
miles.
was like 18 miles away. I'd be like, well, boys, it was nice knowing you. We're walking. And by we, I mean Joshua, you're on the clock. Fucking limits here, okay? We don't play.
Push it to the limit.
If you're not pushing limits, you ain't taking no chances. Let's see.
It's not looking great.
Nope, no fucking diesel, son. We're good. We're 6 miles away and we got 7 to empty. Better Barney Rubble it.
Better get our gas.
Oh, we're down to zone. We're down to 1, boys. We better stop.
My
It literally just went to range low as soon as I stopped.
Oh my
God. I'm really nervous. Hold your breath and act light.
Oh,
We got this. We got it. Ain't no sunshine up in here.
yo, they're looking a little loose back there,
Oh,
dude.
it's all good. Don't worry. They're good in the drug bed, baby.
Yep.
They're good. They got that.
They're waving at you.
That's by design right there. So they need to have some flex space in between, just so they can get along. Because you can't put a Suzuki and a Kawasaki too close. Oh shoot!
Are you serious?
Yep, just ran out.
How far is it?
In neutral?
Yeah, put it in neutral to let you coast a little better.
You're going downhill too, so
We're cool, man. It's 1.2 miles away. Come on, baby!
Oh, dude, you're
What's
going
your
down
driver?
fast, bro. Put it in neutral.
You sure? I'm just kidding. I've got plenty of time.
Oh
You're
my
dead.
god. So now we can't. They were out of diesel, I guess.
This is why I bring him with me. He fills the gas. He sits in the truck until this moment right here. He handles all of it. No, we got quite a few cities. So we're currently in Crystal River, Florida. We just bought that ZX14 and now we are on our way to the next motorcycle. We're making our way towards New Orleans. I have a few bikes in that area and the surrounding cities. So on the way there, we're going to be passing Tallahassee, Panama City, Pensacola, Alabama, Louisiana, and beyond. So tune in. We are on our way to Mobile, Alabama. We're headed to Mobile, Alabama for a Hayabusa 2013. And then after that, we have a few surprise gems here. We might go cruiser. We might switch it up. Not sure yet.
It's garage kept. The bike's never been laid down and never been dropped in. And never anything like that on it.
Okay, yes sir. All right, well let me ask you this, Jerry. In terms of mileage, it looks like it has around 14,000 miles.
Yeah, I think it's 14,000 on it. They don't.
You know, give me the chance to take a look at it, you know, and be the next guy to see it.
Absolutely, you're the man. Come on, I'm waiting on you.
That's what makes the trips right there, boy. That's gonna be such a clean motorcycle, and that's a Harley. We want clean, crisp Harleys. The same way we buy the sport bikes, I'm going to buy those cruisers all over this country. They're a little heavier. We might have to use a couple extra straps. You know, it's something that we want to completely add to the mix of what we have at Moramoto, because if I can buy bikes from the cruiser market the way I do from the sport bike market, these men, the older men that appreciate bikes like this from a guy named Jerry, you know, that's selling his 2014 Street Glide, one owner, 14,000 miles. The guy's talking about you know, how particular he was with it, you know, that's just a win, because now I get to showcase that to a whole different customer. They get to experience Moramoto. And that's cool. Off-road stuff too.
Oh yeah, I hunt and fish, man.
Cool. So I'm just gonna do a once over on it.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Take a peek at it.
Yeah.
But like I said, I changed them all out. If you look at the front headlight.
I was looking at that. It looks actually really nice.
Yeah, I put that's the Daymaker.
Yep. Absolutely. Bummer. When we were talking, I asked you mileage.
Yeah, I thought it was around that, but I wasn't. I'm gonna be honest with you, I wasn't really sure. I hadn't been riding a bike.
She's got 30,000 miles. Holy smokes. Good. I have a situation. I'm here at the bike.
Yeah.
It had the bike for 11K, 2014 Street Glide Special. We thought it had 14,000 miles.
Yeah.
It has 27,000 miles.
Oh.
Yeah, fucking bullshit.
Yeah. I think we have another 14 Street Glide. It's like 28,000 miles or something.
What do you think I would buy this for? I told him I couldn't pay 10, and he owes 7, 8 on it. He thinks. You think if I offered him 8 on it, it would be worth it for us?
Oh yeah, for 8 years.
Okay. All right. Cool. I like that. I like.
House condition.
It's really clean.
Yeah, for 8,000, run it.
I like it. I'm gonna try for 8, and then what do you think a number is if I can't get it for 8?
85.
That's top line.
I'd say it's a max 85 mileage.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm at. All right, 85. I'll call. All right, thanks very much. I'll talk to you in a bit.
Okay, bye.
How do you hype them up?
Gotta hype myself up. Quick, punch me in the face. Talking to my wife, we did some comparables on this motorcycle with higher mileage. There's still a market for it, but it's not going to be anywhere in which I can sell this for around what you're trying to get for it, because I can finance somebody, and I can put a warranty on it. So that's gonna help me out on my end.
Right.
In terms of the number, I think $8 grand would be a fair number on the bike with the mileage.
Yeah, I'm not. I'll keep it for that.
Yeah, it's kind of what I thought.
I'll keep it for that.
What are you thinking numbers wise?
I don't think I want to take a penny less than 10.5. That's the. I think I'll put it on the street and sell it. You know what I mean, to an individual.
But I understand. So 10.5 is the number that you want to be at?
Yeah.
We're too far out.
Okay.
All right. Hey, thanks anyway.
Hey man, no worries, man.
Yeah. Good luck.
Appreciate it. Thank you. You bet.
All right. So we just looked at a 2014 Street Glide Special. Nice guy. Mileage was double what he communicated it was. It was 27,000 miles versus what we thought to be 14,000 miles. And he told me that he didn't realize the mileage. So I don't think he was being honest. In fact, he wasn't. And now we're on to the next one, which is the 2013 Hayabusa that we were set out to be originally.
All right. You gonna tell a spooky ghost story now?
Alabama.
The biggest thing for me that I have question-wise is the dings on the tank. Do you know how they happened and how big are they?
Yeah, my girlfriend actually dropped the bike.
Did you punch her in the face because of that? I'm just kidding, it's on mute. Okay, so Jerry made me a counter offer.
Who is it?
It's our friend, Harley. Where you been? I offered him 95. He said if you take this bike, if you take both for 12.5. All right. We are here, 2013 Hayabusa. Thank you, sir. And it is game time. Yeah, you know my boy Jerry's waiting for us with 12 grand. He's ready to have a slumber. I mean, this is how it goes. So we were just at Jerry's house, who had the Street Glide with double the mileage. And after texting with him a bit more, he got a little realistic with where he was. And he also included his wife's bike. So we made a package deal on 2 bikes. So we went from leaving with 0 bikes to going back for 2 bikes. So even when you're down and out, you still have opportunity as long as you keep pushing and fighting. And this is a good lesson to teach anybody that's watching, because sometimes you get to a bike and your balloon gets popped and you sit there and you sulk, or you keep rolling and you keep trucking. And that's exactly what we did. We're going to the next one. We're actually here right now waiting for him to get in. And on the way here, I was texting with Jerry. I didn't give up, and now we're going to go buy 2 bikes from the man.
One's the charm.
It was the weirdest looking key, and all the rest of the keys are normal. So
Mind if I walk in? We're about to get rid of this place. There it is.
Take a look at it.
There's a
Chinese fairings were the biggest thing. Mileage is the other biggest thing for me. And I knew mileage when I was coming here.
Right.
Chinese fairing was questionable, but it is what I thought it was with that. And you were asking 75. I'd like to be at 6 on it, and I'd have cash. If you have the paperwork, I have cash and all the paperwork needed to finalize the deal. I'd offer you 600, and that's like my top line to save the hassle back and forth.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair number considering what you got here overall.
you think you could do 65 on it? I'd do it right now if you do 65.
I know, you know, look, I have 65 and I wish I could do 65. I think the reality of this bike is, and you know, time opportunity cost for yourself. At $6 grand for me with Chinese fairings, you know, I'm not going to replace them. I'm not telling you I have to paint them or anything. It just is what it is for the bike and its value, and it's going to impact me on the retail side. So naturally on that end, you know, I think $6 grand is a fair number on the bike, and I can go 61 on it, you know, to close the deal out. And again, I think that's just a fair and reasonable number considering you got Chinese fairings and 21K on it.
Yeah.
What's it? Son.
61?
Yeah.
Got a deal. Cool. Let me grab some cash. Be right back.
You know, all right, while you're doing that, you got the key right there. I'm gonna go grab the title real quick. It's just right. It's like 10 minutes away. I'll grab it. You can load the bike up.
That's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah, we're gonna be right here.
Yeah.
Cool.
Don't worry about it.
When you're negotiating, I want to tell you guys this. So let's walk in here in front of this bike. He's going to grab the title. We built pretty good trust, so he said, hey, I'll leave you here. You can load it up. We haven't even exchanged money yet. So he's going to let me load this bike up on a trailer. He's not even here. We could leave with this bike, you know, but he knows and saw our reputation. And he said, I trust you. I'll be back in 10 minutes with the title. And we're going to load this thing up. What I wanted to tell you guys was, when somebody says during a negotiation, can you do? So this gentleman wanted me to do 65. I offered 6. He countered and said, can you do 65? The moment someone says, can you do 65 or can you do anything? What you always want to answer is, yes, I could. However, considering X, Y, Z, I feel comfortable at 6. And I gave you a top number because I know, you know, I was talking to you, I understand where you want to be with the bike, and I just wanted to cut to the chase. So the answer is always, yes, I could do 65. However, considering the factors, I'm going to give you closer to 6 than 65. And when you hold strong like that, and you make your offer and you stay quiet, at that point, you let them simmer on it, let them talk, let them chew it up, and 9 times out of 10, you're going to get the number that you want or closer to it. On this one, we settled at $6,100 for a 2013 Hayabusa, which is a great deal in my book. So that R6, we have a 2017 R6 that's after this bike. And then we have Jerry with the Street Glide, and so we should end tonight with a 5-bike night, gentlemen, which is a good first day of the trip. Gets us to about 30% of the truck full, And if we were set to be out here for 4 days, that's 25% of the time we're gonna spend out here, and we're already a third of the trailer full by the end of the first day. So by my calculations, we found more than we're into the trip. That's a good thing. When we do things so honest and right in terms of our effort, and then I see other dealers and other people try to take shortcuts, and you're just like, damn it, I know I can take that same shortcut, you know, and be okay. But in reality, you're like, no, I got a pillow that I'm gonna sleep on, and no one is my mind when I go to sleep, you know, but it's on my heart, and I think that's the most important thing. I think that's the biggest difference maker for us, is we actually give a shit. Like, you know, we're gonna make money on this, no doubt. But if you hit the streets at 6 a.m. and you drive till 1 a.m., you know what, you deserve to make a few dollars, and I don't get paid a dime until these are done, ready to go. Somebody wants them, they're approved for it, they want it, they've agreed on it, and then I get paid. I have to deliver a long experience to get a small fruit, and you know, small is a relative term, you know, but I have to deliver a lot of legwork to get the reward, which is an instant, or you know, that type of thing. So, but all worth it. That's why I love motorcycles. Did we? Yeah, I think we did. It's on the right. Look for a mailbox.
They're walking towards us.
Oh, okay. He just called me. Use a flashlight. Keep it on. All right. Oh, okay. Oh, is that you?
Yeah, that's me.
Awesome. All right. Do you want? Is there enough room to turn my 30-foot trailer around?
Yes. Yeah.
Wait. How's it? 69.
It's only a 6.
Like that. Show it. So now we're done there.
All right, let me see that flashlight.
Alright. So we keep it home. Pretty solid. 2 orange Harleys, his and hers. A beautiful looking Street Glide and a Harley Sportster 883 extra low. Really nice looking bike. Street Glide Special, might I add. 2014 Street Glide Special. It's the first year of the new body of the Street Glide, and the Street Glide Special means that it has the navigation. Really nice touch on the inside. It's the first year that Harley added it to their lineup, which I certainly commend them on that. They made this Street Glide absolutely beautiful. So this one here, this Sportster here, really nice two-tone Sportster. This is the low, which is really nice for women, or somebody that just wants something a little bit lower where they may be a bit shorter than most. Really nice bike, 4,000 miles on this girl. Really happy with this bike. Here's an R6 just to cap you off and kind of catch you up. This is the 2017 R6. This bike had around 4,000 miles as well. Really clean bike, absolutely awesome owners. We are at 6 bikes. It's the end of the day. We're gonna go get some food and get some sleep. You're looking at a man that's worked all day long. We left at 6 a.m. Eastern, and it is 1 a.m. Central right now. So we've been driving for 19 hours. We bought 6 motorcycles. Day 1 is complete. This was a good day. We'll see you guys tomorrow. We're here at the hotel. We'll talk about the pickups that we had a little bit more tomorrow, and we will go after a handful of other bikes tomorrow as well. Good morning, everybody. Today is day 2 of the road trip. We have 6 bikes so far from day 1. Day 2 has begun, and we are on our way to our first motorcycle, which is a CBR 1000RR, a Repsol edition. And that one is just south of New Orleans, so here we go. Checking out a 2015 Honda CBR 1000 RR Repsol edition. Let's go check it out.
I'm a,
I'll do 7 on it. It's clean. I'm not gonna waste any time on it. Cash. Being honest, as we travel the country, it's tough to trust people. And we're the ones coming.
You don't
with
know.
cash.
Yeah, you don't know what you're looking at until you get there.
No, and when I saw you, I'm like, he's a straight shooter. We're probably not going to get a dime off the bike, but it's probably going to be very clean.
Oh, it's worth it, though. I mean, it is. I mean, no doubt.
Well, you did us well, and thank you very much for that. Good luck in everything that you do.
Thank you.
Thank
nice
you.
to meet y'all.
I'm getting hangry. I need some lunch. We skip breakfast, yeah. If I don't get food in my stomach, like my mind turns and burns so fast that, you know, I just think so much, man. I think I just consume a lot of energy. Honda Repsol added to the fleet, under 2,000 miles on this girl. Absolutely really clean bike. That's bike number 7, off to bike number 8. Let's go.
It's good for a little while.
I bought it wrecked and then I went ahead and fixed it up.
Did it have a hole in the frame when you bought it, or was it like?
Yeah, it had a hole in the frame when I bought it.
Just don't see it working. No, that's no sweat. It looks all right. I just, with that frame like that, I don't feel comfortable with her.
Okay.
But cool. All right. Hey, great to meet you.
No problem.
Yeah.
Nice to meet
Thanks for being. Immediately noticed a hole in the frame that had been repaired, and I didn't want to make a big deal about it, but it's something that we're not going to add to the inventory. You can tell when it went down, the handlebar dented or poked a hole in the side of the frame. The stop was not there anymore, so the actual handlebar turned left all the way, and I could tell just by my eye that something had been repaired and painted. So we immediately passed. It's a no. We're really proud of the quality that we sell. On to the next. All right, we're here. We're checking out 2005 ZX6R with low miles, under 20,000 miles.
That's the guy had for me something fell on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's all you had to do.
You might have fired up.
Yeah, he didn't want to get rid of it, but we have a baby on the way.
Oh, you do?
He's like, I guess I gotta get rid of it.
Oh yeah, you got a little baby.
Take the bang off. You want to look at it?
It's good. I'm gonna put a number out there of 1,600. Now, if we have cash, finish the deal up and take it like it sits.
I think about it. First one at 16.
All right. That's gonna be a cool bike. I'm really excited about that bike. So that's an 05 ZX6R with under 20,000 miles. All original OEM fairings. I think the subframe might be tweaked. He tipped it out of his truck, or tipped over in his truck, and I think it hit into the truck bed and might have tweaked the subframe. That's not the end of the world. I'm really excited about that bike. I can't wait to get that one on the trailer. Isn't it beautiful?
The fairings on it, dude.
What?
They're awesome.
They are great.
Aren't they? You?
For those 05, these suckers could buy cigarettes. I didn't even care what number. He could have said, you know, firm at $2,000. I would have bought this thing.
Yeah.
Because look at these fairings. You're not gonna buy this very often.
That right there,
Yeah.
alone.
And I love country. And this is why. An honest young man. He told me there was a ding in the gas tank. Look at the ding in this gas tank. Come up here. That's where the ding was. I'm talking about makes a door ding look like nothing. Look at the kids. Teach your kid to ride motorcycles. Sure enough. These are blasts from the past. This is just like my old motorcycle. Mine was a plasma blue 2006 ZX6R. Ooh, baby. I drove 3 hours for that one. That's when I knew it was real. I have faith in our strap game. And this, my friends, is why you always strap it up extremely tight. All right, 4 straps on every motorcycle, 2 in the front, 2 in the back. And you always angle down and away from the bike. Never on top of it or behind it. Don't cross it up. Straps are important, people.
Need a good push.
Daughter, for old time's sake, one of y'all get on it and ride us a wheelie all the way down the road.
If these
Film you
tires,
doing that. Yeah, that'd be good.
if these tires weren't original, you might have had a bet in my deal. All right, slow now.
Yep.
You don't even have to strap it down. It's so tight. All right, I'm gonna treat you guys to something fancy tonight. We might get Arby's. I saw it was in town. I had a fresh remodel.
Well, right down the road from Arby's is Taco Bell.
Woo! Oh no,
That's
Taco
too
Bell's
fancy for
prohibited.
us. Sir, please don't even make them feel bad. I can't take them there.
Hey, this little city, we out in the middle of the woods. Hey, there is a Hooters that's open until 2 a.m.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So do y'all just like line up, do y'all just go on the road for one day or multiple days? Or?
For 3 to 4 days.
All right, day 2 is officially in the books. We are at 10 motorcycles. We've averaged 5 per day. It's been a long day. We are at the hotel. Let's go get some sleep.
Me and Josh about to go pick up this Street Glide.
Yeah.
Super clean. I think it's gonna be one of the last ones on the trailer. Might have room for 2 more afterwards. Here it is, you guys. The Street Glide.
Breakfast toaster. Woo! All right, we just finished up picking up a Street Glide 2017. The team held it down for me. We are at Sonic grabbing some breakfast on our way to Fort Walton Beach, Florida, where we're gonna go pick up a 2012 Honda CBR 1000 RR. We have 1 spot on the trailer left, so this bike's gotta be clean and it's gotta be perfect. Let's go. Aftermarket fairings, it's definitely something that, yeah, I think impacts it. I would offer you 57 on it, which is what I came in at, and I have the cash to finalize the deal right now.
Is there anybody we do on 59?
I could do 59 in terms of dollars, like I have it. The thing is, with the fairings being aftermarket, with that belly and that situation,
Yeah.
there's pieces of that are burned off, especially in the back where it connects to button up. So these are hard parts that I have to address. It's not something that I can just fix with a good technician.
Yeah. Let me talk to my wife real quick.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
No pressure. So this bike has aftermarket fairings on it, which I like them quite a bit. Quality on them seems pretty solid as well. In today's day and age, a set of aftermarket fairings means that a bike's gone down. Some guys I've seen will buy a set of aftermarket fairings because they like the color, and the bike has been perfectly, you know, in good shape. So this bike doesn't show any signs of obviously being in a bad wreck. The only thing that I see is a little bit of scuffing on the left side stator cover. Aside from that, the bike looks pretty solid. It sounds really good, and I get a really good crisp feel from the bike. Everything on it seems tight. You know, the calipers, the wheels, there's no major scratches. It just seems like a garage kept bike overall. So it has some things going for it. I hope he accepts our offer. Just to cut to the chase, I went right for where I thought would be a fair number for both of us, and I'm going to stick strong on 57. We're going to land it. All right, that's the fun right there. So sticking strong to where you are on the number. I think it's a fair number. I believe in the number, and I'm not just out here giving them a random number. I'm going to have to do something with that belly fairing, and that's going to cost me about 100 to 150 bucks. And if I gave him 58, that now puts me at 59.50 versus being at 58.50. And these things do make a difference for a business. If we sell 100 bikes in a month and we make $100 difference on each, you can think of the impact that has on a bottom line. It's a $10,000 difference. So 100 is everything on these deals.
Hopefully this helmet will save my life.
Hopefully it doesn't need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Repsol Honda CVR 1000 double R. Looks like a clean bike. Overall, I'd say it's a 6 out of 10 before we get inside and clean this thing up. I'm gonna really have to hit him on this one because it has a front nose crack on it, which is just unfortunate because the bike's fairings are all pretty solid with the exception of that front nose. So that's heartbreaking, and it's one of the hardest fairings to replace in terms of time because you have to take the whole front end apart to get that one on there. So these are all original fairings. That's a +1. The seats are faded. I noticed a few spots on the paint that are also faded, but that'll buff out. We can take care of that pretty easy. Nice, easy negotiation leverage right there. So you'll see what we do here. This bike, he wanted 6, and it has leaking fork seals and a few other things that it looks like it desperately needs. So we're going to aim for 5 or even lower on this bike. The front nose is really the biggest thing. So if we're breaking this bike down, it needs a set of fork seals. That's gonna cost my shop about 100 bucks. Seats recovered 150. The front nose, that can get expensive because that's all original. So let's put a price tag of 300 on that one by the time you're done parts and labor. And the swing arm, about 100 bucks. So let's jump into it. Let's see what we got. I want to leave with this thing. I want to make a reason to have to fit it on my trailer.
Yeah.
I think we can come to a fair number. And you know, I was going to pay 5 to 51, ready to go. And the nose fairing, something I'm definitely going to address. I'm not going to fix this here. Put an exhaust on it, rear tire, set of fork seals, do the summer maintenance. It's obvious it'll need a summer maintenance. And you know, if I came up to 4,400, is that something that you consider?
Other thing is too, like I need to sell it, but at the same time, I don't want to sell it.
It's a guy thing.
Yeah,
I'm with you 100%. This is your baby. It's your pride. Right. The thing is, I mean, when you get to a point to selling it, you might stretch this out another $500 to the right seller. But a guy's going to come in here. He's going to look at a tire.
Yeah.
It's $200 to $300, exactly what it is. You know, it's going to need chain service, plugs, oil change, air filter clean. It's going to need that in order to get rolling and riding. You know, by the time you add up all this, even if you do it as a consumer, by the time you sell it, your net's going to be the same whether you sell it now or you keep it and you do the fork seals and you do the back tire, because you're getting at a point where you're going to need these things.
Yeah.
There's not going to be much to that. And I mean, you know, it's again, I want to buy the bike, but there's no pressure. You know, you don't have to feel any pressure. I have 44 cash ready to go though.
Did you do 46?
Let's do this. You want 46, I want 44. Let's do gentleman's agreement, meet in the middle and call it a 45 number.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Sweet. Now we got to figure out how we're going to get these on the truck. We got to untrap them all.
I'd rather just ride that one Tampa.
You want to ride it? I don't care. Full trailer, all finished. Over the full trailer. We got to figure out what we're going to do with the one motorcycle. So we started the morning thinking we were going to buy one 2012 CBR 1000 in Fort Walton Beach. I found a second CBR 1000 RR in Fort Walton Beach, 2 miles from the first one. So we picked up the first one, and then we just got to the second one 2.1 miles later, and we just made a deal on the second one. So now we are +1, meaning we're over our limit on the trailer, so we're gonna have to figure out what to do. So we are legitimately full. We have no more space. We bought so many bikes that one of our guys is riding it home. We just picked up a 2011 CBR 1000 RR Repsol edition. Really nice and clean. How coincidental is this? The second to last bike that we bought, a 2012 CBR, had 13,303 miles. This last bike, a 2011 CBR Repsol, had 13,303 miles, the same miles, and they were within 2 miles apart. So we went to one guy's house, and just before we arrived at the first CBR's house, we found the second CBR, and he was 2 miles away. How awesome is that? So now we are tracking back home, 6 hours back into Tampa Bay from Fort Walton Beach. Let's go. Here's the game plan for what we have. So we bought too many bikes. We had no space on the trailer. However, we do have some good space between some of these bikes. So what we're gonna end up doing is pushing the front of these 5 bikes forward just a few inches. That'll give us enough space just in the end. And then the CBR 1000 will go on the end. Josh will get to come back in the truck. We're gonna let him back in the truck. It was such a great trip. The last thing we want to do is ride home 5 hours.
Oh yeah, I see the room already, boys.
Right? Don't tell them we stole these bikes. Price-wise. That's terrific. So all the bikes are on there. It's only 5 minutes later. So we are a full house at the moment. Now all we gotta do is worry about that tire in the back. All right, we are finished with the trip. We just pulled up to my house. We have 13 motorcycles in 3 days, which is a solid average. That's 4.33 motorcycles per day. We had Harleys, Suzukis, Yamahas, Hondas, and everything in between. It was a really solid trip. We got to meet a lot of great owners. We got to understand a lot about these motorcycles that we bought. Now we get to pass these bikes off and sell them with pride, with integrity. We can disclose the manner in which we got these motorcycles and tell them a history about where their bike was and what it went through with the prior owner. Something that we're very proud of as a company, being the majority of our bikes that we buy are purchased private party. Thanks for tuning in. We hope that you guys have a positive week, a positive month, and we will see you soon.